I can't say that. Nope.
I can say that.
He's like, I will not be saying that. All right, I'll slide over. Grant's gonna slide in next to me.
Slide into them DMs.
Everybody else is sliding.
No, she's got plenty of that.
Can you guys?
Right.
Can you fit? Can you guys sit next to each other with?
Yep. We'll make it work.
All
right. Grant's like putting me off the frame.
Are we slow clapping?
Hey, Grant.
Why are we slow clapping?
The interview we have all been waiting for, says Andrew.
Oh,
Look at that, dude. What's up, Grant?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Looking
Dude,
great.
I know.
Looking like you weren't even in a fight.
Yeah, that's how I hope every single fight from here on out goes.
Now let's get the funny stuff out of the way, because I mean, you had an incredible performance and we were able to see you really just like perform the way that I think you wanted to, you know, like you really displayed incredible technique and performance. But that fucking post-fight interview, dude, I'm hearing people say that it is up there with my balls is hot. Like that's what, like I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that.
That's a big compliment. I will say though, people have very big recency bias. So I will say, I think that people are kind of sick and tired of the, I'm going to destroy this guy and I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And I think people are just tired of that. At least with me, you know, I don't talk a whole lot of trash, but everything I say, I mean.
Yeah.
Grant, we talked 5-6 days ago. We broke some UFC cards. I need to go get another box. It's like my favorite thing to do. I love doing it with you. And we kind of talked mostly off air about it, but we talked a little bit air about it of like, what do you think you will say? And this kind of you know, what I think of you, you are one of the funniest people that I know. And sometimes I don't think the UFC sees that. And you kind of talked about it a little bit. And we talked to Elle about it. Like, did you know that's where you were going? Did you have this speech planned? Did a lot of it come off the thing? Like, and afterwards, your post-fight interview, all that stuff, the media stuff, you were funny throughout the whole thing. It did seem you're like, okay, I'm letting myself go here. I'm being Grant Dawson to the world now. And everyone absolutely loved it. So I know I threw a lot at you there, my man. My fault. Bad host there. Did you know what you were going to say after your win?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had an idea. I had two routes that I wanted to go down, and it really goes off of what you and I talked about. I don't know if you remember what we talked about before we got on air with being funny and, you know, going down, which road do I want to go down? Do I want to go down this road as the funny guy, or do I want to go down a road that people take seriously on like a fear standpoint almost, you know, which I know sounds kind of weird, but so yeah, I had two speeches kind of in my head. And I just went with the one that felt right. There was a guy outside of the cage, and after I won, he was just screaming my name until I looked at him and he said, "Say something crazy on the mic." And I was like, "All right, bro, I got you." Like, let's get after it. So, you know, I do, there still is a part of me that wants to play the other side of the fence, but I'm a very straightforward person. If I mean it, I'm going to say it, and that's the end of it.
Well, I thought you teetered the line perfectly, because you were funny for sure. And you could tell it was off the cuff. And then, but you also got your point across of like, listen, like I was the first person to finish this man. Like, and then you kind of listed your accolades, and it's like, it was like a good combination of I'm hilarious and I'm dangerous, you know?
Like,
so
Volkanovski, like, I think Volk does that very well too. Like, he was the pound for pound best fighter alive. All of us thought that. Like, we all respected Volkanovski, but he was funny. Like, he was funny through most of his championship run. And that's what, like, I so wanted out of you. Like, dude, I think you are one, or if not the best UFC lightweight, best lightweight on this planet. I think that about you. I wouldn't, like, I think that about you. I have that in for you, but I still think you are amazingly a real funny guy. You're very quick. You're dry. You're a funny dude, and you're an easy guy to talk to. And it's just like, you can do both. You're the best lightweight in the world. You're also amazingly funny. You know, I think it's great.
This is a great comment.
Extraordinarily humble as well. Good looking. I think you left good looking out of there.
Settle down. I have to ask, have you seen the DMs in Elle's phone at all? Have we dove deep into those together as a family?
I mean, they're only saying what I already know. So, you know, no, I haven't looked in those, but
I'm not responding. I'm not even reading most of them.
Look,
so.
I have a very, very strict rule that I actually just implemented 5 minutes before walking in here is if you leave a nasty comment on one of my posts, I just block you and move on with my life.
Yep.
A couple of years ago, more than a couple, like 4 or 5 years ago, back when I still lived in Missouri, I got into a 4.5 hour long argument with a guy who had his profile on private, you know, 13 followers. And we talked so much trash back and forth from each other. And it ended with him saying, I'm going to block you. And in 2 years, I'm going to unblock you and talk shit to you because I know you'll be cut from the UFC by then. This is 4 years ago. Still haven't heard from him, which is kind of weird. But that day I realized, I was like, what did I gain from this?
Mm-hmm.
What did I gain from talking to this dude? What did I gain from
letting him get to you?
Wasting 4.5 hours of my life, which to be fair, I was pooping for 2 of them, but still 4.5 hours of my life gone for no reason with a guy that means nothing to me. So I made the rule. If you talk trash on my thing, I block you, I move on with my life. And you don't get to be a part of my journey anymore.
Exactly.
And you never were in my head. So that's my thing. And I would advise anybody going through this kind of stuff. If you aren't getting haters, you're doing something wrong. So enjoy the fact that you have them, block them, and move on.
Love it. Love it.
I love this.
Elle, this looks like it's for you.
What would Elle say
if she had a post-fight interview?
Well,
honestly, Grant's got a pretty good dump truck too. So
hopefully you have one coming up in December. So
I've gotta figure out how to top his.
You gotta
it's not gonna be that good. So
you gotta bring your A game for that.
Yeah, no, Elle, we gotta start rehearsing. Okay, we gotta start getting.
And I can't tell Grant what it's gonna be. Clearly,
no, we gotta start drafting this now for sure.
Get the think tank together.
I like it.
Something.
Throwing ideas around, you know, something you got to go off of yours to hit. Yeah, something needs to happen.
Something.
This positivity. This dude can fight. He kicked butt last fight.
Heck
That's
yeah,
very true. Very true.
Man knows his stuff.
On a more serious note, so Dana White reportedly reevaluating the rankings. He's very upset with where all of the rankings are headed and how they look now. Do you think this is going to favor you at all? Like, do you think you're going to see a little switch up as to where Grant Dawson lies in the division?
You know, I wouldn't be upset not being in the rankings. The upsetting part is 2 people that fight at different weight classes are in the rankings over me. You know, if they said, look, there's a lot of good guys out there. So-and-so is on a 3-fight win streak with 2 finishes and an even better dump truck, then I would be like, okay, I get it. But that's just not the case. We got a guy who's fighting at 170 in the rankings who has verbally said multiple times, I am not coming back down to 155. Mm-hmm. I think he's even made a tweet before saying, take me out of the rankings. I'm not fighting at 55 anymore. And they just leave him in there. Is
Max still there?
Max is still there. Max is ranked number 8.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje is ranked number 4 or 3, one of the 2. It doesn't make any sense. If you're going to have him in there, at least have him ranked higher than the guy he just beat to get in those rankings.
Yeah. And the dude's fighting for a featherweight title in a couple weeks. Like
it makes no sense. That's the only thing I'm upset about. Honestly, if you wanted to throw Jakar Close in there, if you wanted to throw who's on another good win streak, Nasrat in there, I would have no problem with those guys being ranked ahead of me. Good win streaks. You know, beat good guys, finishes. I'm in.
Just make it make sense.
Make it make sense. At least everybody in the top 15 should be competing in that weight class.
Yeah. Yep.
comment right here. They go, Grant, I love your work with Gamrot. Greetings from Poland. We got Poland watching right now.
In the comments. Oh, this was a question we missed. Would you like BSD next? He's ranked 11th. He is 1 and 2 against ATT guys.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm really down for whoever. I think that BSD needs to take some time off, to be honest, but that's his prerogative, not mine. I'm definitely down for that. We're looking for Jakar Close. We're looking for Jalen Turner. We're looking for those guys, but I'm in. You know, whoever's going to get me closer to that belt. I'm making way too much money right now not to be fighting tough guys.
I got a good one for you, Grant. I a lot of the off-air stuff I want to keep off-air, so I'm trying to say this the right way. Like, would you rather be a main event of a fight night and have that poster and kind of be like, okay, I want that again. Like, I want that again, and almost maybe one wrong make right, in if that sense, and kind of have the machine behind you. I'm the main event. I'm doing all the interviews. I got it. Or would you want to kind of do what you just did? You're on the main card, big fight, big spot. Even if it's an Apex card or a fight night in another city, or even a pay-per-view like with Selecki, would you rather be a fight on the card, or would you want another crack of, I want my damn face on the poster, I'm the main event, come through me?
Yeah, it's got to be main event, man. I live my life trying to make 8-year-old me and 50-year-old me proud. And the fact that I think 8-year-old me being like, holy crap, we were a UFC main event. I think he's proud. Now we got to get that win. You know, we got to make 50-year-old me proud and be like, yeah, I got that main event spot back. I definitely need to get ranked to be able to jump into that type of spot, but I'm down for the 5 rounds. I'm down for the interviews. A lot of people tried to make excuses for me. A lot of people tried to say, you know, maybe too many. I wasn't used to the interviews. I wasn't used. Guys, it was none of that. I felt great that night. I had the smoothest weight cut I've had. In the back, I wasn't even really. I was more nervous fighting Garcia than I was fighting Bobby Green. So, and that's real. I'm not making that up. It's just that's the way it was that night. I felt good. I just zigged when I should have zagged, got caught. It's all good. Let's move on. I'd love to get that main event spot back and be able to show that the UFC can put me in these high-level fights against these high-level guys with all the eyes, all the media, everybody looking at me, and I'm going to put on a show.
Hell yeah. I love that.
I know you were just doing some interviews beforehand, definitely with some friends of ours, which is super cool. I don't know if you knew this or kind of been on your phone for the last couple of hours. Looks like a retired fighter is coming back to the UFC lightweight division. How about Grant Dawson versus Cowboy Cerrone fight night main event?
I'm definitely in on that. Donald Cerrone was one of the guys that we wanted to get before he retired. He's got to be able to make 55 though. I'm not going up to 70 to fight him. And he looks great right now.
I think he said he wanted to do a 55, a couple, 1 or 2 and 55.
Yeah, Donald Cerrone says a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's got it, like he said, he's got to get off the steroids and piss clean first.
He did. He did say he pissed clean.
Oh, nice.
I don't mind any of that. I don't care about that. Yeah. This dude named his son Danger. I'm not taking anything he said. I'm taking everything he says with a grain of salt. You know.
Wait, I did not know that. That's fact.
Yeah, that's fact. His son's name is Danger.
Bro.
Does he have another one? Isn't it?
Yeah, I think his name's Safety. Balance each other out. Balance each other out.
Yeah, but I was trying to think of a joke. I couldn't be quick.
Grant Dawson. I'm telling you guys, this is him. This is the real guy. Everyone's been like, "Oh, Grant's changed." Like Colby Covington changed. Like, no, this is Grant Dawson.
People said that about Moicano, but Moicano just became himself in public.
So funny to me, where it's like Moicano's changed. It's like, yeah, into the guy he actually was.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, it's just. I think it's hard because I think there's nothing more. Insecurity, there's a better word for it, but like there's nothing more about 100% being yourself and be like, hey guys, I like professional wrestling and I like the movie Predator and I'm really scared of Bigfoot. There's really some like hard stuff of like really telling the people who you really, really are. And I think, dude, you are in one of the most masculinity type of things you can do. You literally, did I butcher that wrong?
Yep.
That's all good.
Masculinity, you know what I mean? You fight another human being in a cage with shorts on. That's all you do. It's like, it's for you to kind of be like, hey, I am funny. This is really who I am. I do think it honestly takes time and takes, kind of cracks at it. And I'm so pumped that this is, we're getting it. We are getting it.
Yeah. I mean, it's finally paying off. And I'm just going to be me. I'm a guy that loves to fight, loves to play children's card games. I love my wife. That's who I am, and I think I'm done hiding that. And there's really nothing any fan or critic could say about me that my dad didn't say about me when he found out that I play Yu-Gi-Oh. So honestly, we can move on from that,
That's fantastic. I love it. Well, Grant, I'm so happy that the world is finally seeing what a lot of us have known for a while now. And it's really cool to see you get your flowers this weekend, because I think it's only up from here.
Yeah, I mean, the hardest part is figuring out what I'm going to say after my next fight now.
Exactly. Good luck after that one.
Everybody's tuning in. I got like 50,000 people waiting to hit follow, but they're like, we're going to wait till the next one. See if this is a one.
I have no doubt you're going to come up with something fantastic.
Oh, I hope so, man. And let's just hope it's as funny as the last one, and hopefully not slightly racist.
Isn't like Empire Strikes Back is the sequel, right? Empire Strikes Back is one of the best. So you got to, the sequel. It's got to be good. Terminator 2.
Terminator 2.
You call me a nerd for like an Empire?
Nerd.
Nerd. Hey, he's a geek. Get it right.
Okay, fine.
If you're going to insult him, at least do it properly.
Do it correctly.
I said masculinity wrong. Make fun of that.
Masculinity.
That's more wrong, right? Gee whiz. I
talk
for a living. Talk for a living. All right. Well, incredible weekend. Doesn't get much better than that. Not even just a win, but everything, of course, comes with it. I guess my last thing on this thing is going forward. Are you like the word is not excited, but like, are you cannot wait for that next one? And I don't want to say the next one has to be a big one, but to me it does. Like we talked about it before you guys came on, before you were on the show, Grant. Like you came up, it's like, dude, I had 3 names for you. Like to me, there can only be 3. I'm not even putting close in that. I think you're above him. I know you kind of been saying his name a couple times this past weekend, so I'm going to listen to you more than me. But there's only 3 names, and they're all huge, big names, big headlining names. It's got to be something big ahead, Grant. Got to be.
What are the names you have?
Pimblett, Turner, Hooker.
Yeah, I'm in for all 3 of those. Obviously, Hooker would be my number 1 pick because he's the highest ranked. My number 2 pick would be Jalen Turner. Everybody and their dog wants to fight Paddy Pimblett. I think Paddy's a lot better than the fighters give him credit for, but I think he's a lot worse than the fans give him credit for. I'm tired of hearing people call out Paddy. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to jump on that horse. We saw Matt Favola every single fight calling out Paddy Pimblett, and now he kind of looks like an asshole because he got finished twice in a row. So I'm really not looking for, if they offer it for sure, I'm not calling out Paddy Pimblett. I'd rather fight Jalen Turner. The people know how good Jalen Turner is. The people know how good Dan Hooker is. I think they do a lot more for my ranking career than somebody like Paddy Pimblett.
I was going to say that with that being said, like, don't you think, and I would assume the Pimblett fight, not the ranking career, but everything else, the socials, you'll be on a mega pay-per-view, probably in England, right? Like you would be this American bad guy, underdog, all this stuff, whatever you want to say. You would be Rocky Balboa, right? Like that win, I think Hooker's up there because he's a big name. He's messing around with Conor McGregor in Spain for some reason. But I do think the Paddy Pimblett win, like, dude, we're running. Like Grant Dawson is running right now. A 4-minute TKO dominating fashion of Paddy Pimblett, bloodying him up. Oh my good. We're on the rocket ship. We're on the Elon Musk rocket ship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who?
There's
Elon Musk?
Elon Musk. I don't know what I thought you said.
I thought you said Eon.
I think you said Eon too.
Elon Musk's muskets. Yeah, everything you said is correct. There's things you left out though. If I fight in England, I'm going to get taxed twice on my paycheck. If I fight in England, I've got to worry about judges that aren't going to take me seriously because he's the hometown guy. If I fight in England, I've got to worry about them doing rehydration,
pulling a Frenchie,
you know, like you're, and look, I want to be champion of the world, not champion of the Apex. So if that's what shows up, that's fine. All I'm saying is there are pros and cons to both. I think that Paddy's an easier fight than both of those guys that we just mentioned, but I really feel like in the long run, beating a Jalen Turner, beating a Dan Hooker does more for me. You know what? I'll put Jalen Turner and Paddy Pimblett on the same level because Turner's coming off of a loss. But other than that fact, Dan Hooker would be my number one because he's the highest ranked. Yeah. He's literally one fight away from a title shot. I truly believe that, which is absolutely insane if you ask me. But
when did that happen?
What's that?
When did that happen?
That's crazy. Well, and that's the scary part about our sport is you got a guy like Gamrot that's been putting in all this work. There are 3 guys that nobody wants to fight in the UFC, and Gamrot's called out and beaten all 3 of them. No title shot. He loses. He does the UFC a favor, steps up on short notice, flies to Perth, loses a close split decision that a lot of people, myself included, thought he won, and now he's another, God forbid, 3 years away from his dream of becoming a world champion. And he literally was the backup fight for Volkanovski versus Islam. So he was literally the backup fight for a title fight. And now he's not getting a title shot because of some bad judging, you know?
Well, I see Elle texting you that you guys got to go. So that's right.
No, they're good. I was checking another message. I do have to go, but I got to go train at 4:00. So
I love it. Is Gamrot doing something in Tampa towards the end of the year? Is that happening?
I have not heard. I
haven't heard anything either.
I have heard big news about some big fights coming up though. So that's nice.
Woo woo.
All right. We'll talk to you in 2 minutes off air, guys. That's the Fight Bananas exclusive. You got to pay for that one. Now, Grant, man, we're so happy for you, dude. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. My grandparents are there, and they're like, what? You know? I was like, yeah, I like that guy. He's a friend. And then everything with Elle, Susie's like, oh, yeah, Elle's family, all this stuff is coming together. And then watching you do what you do, and then you talk about Elle, they show Elle on ESPN. It was just like, yeah, it doesn't get better than that, man.
It was a good week.
Awesome, man. I'm glad everybody liked it. And man, I got to say that it's definitely been one of those on cloud 9 experiences. Usually when I get done fighting, it's one day of feeling good about myself. And then I honestly kind of go through a slight depression afterwards. So, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm feeling really good. I'm so happy right now. I'm finally getting some recognition, and people are realizing how hot my wife is. So it's just it's absolutely fantastic.
Wins all around. Wins
for everybody. You get a win. You get a win.
What a solid show. Well, thank you for coming on, Grant, and awesome show today, guys.
Best show ever. Bo Nickel, Jesse Jess, Joe Giannotti, Elle Dawson, Grant Dawson. I said Bo Nickel, Maddie Levine, and I guess myself. I guess I can throw myself in there. Crazy.
I guess.
All right. We'll see everyone next Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll get some more jokes off air with Grant Dawson. There you go. See you guys then.
Bye.
Bye, guys.